everyone, I'm Corey from Grams and Pops Vintage. In our last video, we talked about 10 of the things we wish we had known before we started reselling on eBay. And in this video, we're going to talk about 5 of the things we like the most about this whole reselling gig we got going on here. As usual, we have some things that need to go out. Not as many as usual, but they still got to get packed up and get out of here. And the first of those items is a Barbie. So let's go grab that quick. All right, so this is the Barbie right here. And it says Barbie Dreamhouse Teresa. We've got about $2 in her and she sold for $16 plus shipping. And we've got a couple football cards. Seems like a lot of our orders today are football cards. So we'll grab the first 2 here. That'll be these guys here. All right, so we got a couple SGA graded Herschel Walker cards, an 8 and a 9, I believe. Yep, an 8 and a 9. And we put a bunch of these up on auction. They went really cheap, like stupid cheap. We should have probably just held on to them and did buy it now rather than an auction, but we wanted to see where they're at. We wanted to try and move them out quick, and we did accomplish that. So about $16 in these 2 plus shipping. And that does not even cover the cost of having one of them graded. So if you get cards and they're in boxes, leave them in boxes and sell them that way. It doesn't really pay to have them graded unless you have something really special. All right, and then we have one more card. This one did much better for us. We've got a 9.5 grade Kevin Green, and that one actually sold for $52.50. So we did okay on that one. And that brings us to the first thing we like the most about this reselling gig, and that's actually the shopping, the picking up these items. These football cards we picked up, we've got a big buy of them. You've probably seen them in previous videos. We've got a, well, here, I can show you. So the whole underside of this table is actually full of those football cards. We'll be selling those probably for the next 5 years, and they're very profitable. We're not far off of getting to the profit on those as it is, and we're selling a box at a time for between $100 and $200 a box. We're going to do very well on those cards, and we're going to do well for a long time. So just the hunt of finding things like that. Now, not everything's a home run like that. Most things are not. You see, we have a lot of really common, just normal stuff in here. Nothing special. It's all profit. And 9 times out of 10, this is kind of stuff we're getting is just normal stuff. And they're all profitable, but none of them are, you know, knock it out of the park thing. But that's the thing. That's what makes it kind of a treasure hunt. That's kind of what makes it fun for us is you never know what you're going to find. You're always looking for that next big score item. So we really love the hunt of it. We love sourcing. Okay, now we've got a box of cards going out today. I think we got a couple, but this is the first one going out today. So I've got this kind of box, which is the old wax pack cards. Wax pack cards. Okay, so we've got a sealed, well, partially sealed box of wax pack 1988 NFL cards. And that one sold on an offer for $99 plus shipping. All right, the next thing we like about this reselling thing is it's always a challenge. We're constantly learning new things. When you're picking up these items, if you're going to sell them and you're going to be profitable, you're going to have to learn about them, whether you want to or not. I mean, it'll happen by accident. You will learn about the items. And for us, that kind of keeps the burnout away. It keeps the excitement in it because you're always learning about new items. You're always discovering the history of something else. Here's a little Starlight thing we sold. So Star Shower Wonderland projector here. We picked that up for $10. It wasn't as good as buy as we hoped. We probably shouldn't have paid $10 for it in the first place. It sold for $18.99 plus shipping, and it's after Christmas, so we're really happy it even sold at all until, you know, now instead of waiting until next year. But we'll take it. $18.99 plus shipping. We did make a profit, just not much. But yeah, the history of items. We are not sports people. I don't watch organized sports of any kind, really. We just never really got into sports growing up. So these football cards have been a huge learning experience for me. I couldn't have told you what was good or bad in a box of football cards or baseball cards when we started this, and still can't for the most part. But when it comes to 1988 Topps NFL cards, I can pretty much tell you every card that is worth anything, how common they are or not common, should you have it graded, should you open it. Like I can pretty much tell you most things about these cards for this particular year, and we're not even barely scratching the surface on opening them boxes and dealing with those cards yet. So we're constantly learning something new. That part of it actually keeps the job really exciting for us. All right, so now we got a kind of a rescue piece here. And we've got a piece that, let's see if I can find it. All right, so this whole box is full of an old Mixmaster.
A few moments later.
Sunbeam Mixmaster mixer. Didn't work, but we parted it out. So we've got all these parts that we picked up. We picked up the whole thing for really cheap. I think we got about $1 a part in it. So I think we had $8 or $10 in the whole thing. It was basically a throwaway, disassembled it. We've been selling the parts. So we took something that really didn't have any value at all to anybody. It was garbage for all intents and purposes, and we've turned it into value for other people. Now other people can use these parts, fix their mixers, and keep some of those good old mixers around for a little while longer. So this we actually had about $1 in, and we got $10 for it. So not only did we keep this around and keep somebody else's mixer in service for that many more years, but we've also taken something with no value and turned it into value and made a profit on it. That's probably the next thing that we actually really like about this, is finding something that has no value to the person that's selling it, or very little value, and they're selling it for next to nothing, or even throwing it away, or it's in a free box, and then finding the person that values that really needs that item, that's willing to pay up for it, and connecting those two together. That's kind of a rush in itself, and we really enjoy that part of this job. All right, so now we have a Department 56 Alpine Village piece to grab. All right, so that's that one right there. No box on this one. This was just an extra one we picked up somewhere. We really had $9 in this scrap piece without a box.
What you talking about, Willis?
Okay, so it looks like we had about $9 in this, so we really paid up for that. I don't think if I saw this sitting out today, I would pay that much, but it did sell for $22.95, so we did okay on that one. We'll get that one packaged up really good and out of here. The next thing I think that's probably one of our favorites in this is just the freedom that it gives you to spend, the time it clears up and the freedom it clears up to spend with your family. We're not going into an office every day. We're pretty much home unless we're outsourcing, and we do source a lot, but not 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, plus way more time we're spending here at home with each other and with the family. And we have the flexibility to say, no, we're not going sourcing, and we're going to stay home and list and maybe watch TV while we list or do something like that. So the freedom and flexibility that reselling gives you, especially if you're doing it at a certain level to where you're actually turned it into a full-time job for yourself, is really nice, and we're really enjoying that side of it. We've got some more football cards here. Looks like we had a 9 graded Jim McMahon that went out, and I think they only paid like $4.25 for this plus shipping, so they got a great deal on that. And then we got 2 Steve Youngs and another Jim McMahon going out. Fun fact, this is our first viewer sale, I guess. Actually, I'd almost call it more of a mentor sale than a viewer sale. Those 3 are going out to Old School Picker, Chris. So if you like this kind of content, you need to go check out Chris, the Old School Picker. He's much better at doing this kind of content than I am, and we've picked up a lot of things from him. He's got a great YouTube channel, so make sure you check him out on YouTube. I'll put a link down in the comments here, which is a great way to segue into the next piece, and probably the piece we enjoy more than anything is the reseller community. Every profession, every job, or every business you want to start has a community around it if you look hard enough, and we've been fortunate enough to be part of several communities like that. I can honestly say that the reseller community is probably one of the most accepting, honest, nice communities that we've had the pleasure of working with. It's one we've really enjoyed being part of. Matter of fact, I'll show you here these stickers over here from people like Chris, the Old School Picker, Kevin, the CommonWealth Picker. We've got Flippin' Moose. We've got Chris, the New Jersey Picker, the Trash to Cash. So we've got Dave, the NC Flipper. And you've got people like Ken and Jimmy over at the Reseller Clickbait podcast. Just all of them. There's so many out there. Pretty much everywhere you go inside of this eBay reseller community, without exception, I haven't found an exception yet, most of the people are willing to actually talk to you. If you ask them a question on their channels, they respond back. They willingly share knowledge to help you out. And that's something I don't think you find as readily or as easily in a lot of other communities. A lot of other communities around other businesses are much more secretive, much more close to the vest with their secrets that could help you out and turn you into better competition for them. The reseller community, I think there's a much more abundance mindset here where they understand there's enough items for everybody. Helping one reseller helps all resellers, and it's just an amazing community to be a part of. So that would be the number one thing that we've enjoyed the most about being resellers this year. If we're forgetting anything, make sure you comment below. Let us know what are some of the favorite things you have about being a reseller, or some of the favorite things about reselling you have that we maybe haven't mentioned here. Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time.